Hey everyone, coming at you from my garage or virtual art school recording studio space. Today on Virtual Art School, we're going to draw a simple seascape inspired by the famous American artist Winslow Homer. Some of you might recognize this project or painting when we did it at school with watercolor paints, but here at Virtual Art School, we're sticking with simple materials, pencil and paper, and we're going to work with lines and shapes and colors and spaces. So get out a pencil and paper and let's get started. Let's take a look at Winslow Homer's painting titled Breezing Up, a Fair Wind. Now I want you to notice what you see in this painting. Notice the weather. What does it look like today? Notice the water. It looks like it's moving up and down, very active. What kind of lines did he use to make the water look the way it is? What about the clouds? What kind of lines are those? Now that line in the background where the sky and the water meet, that's called the horizon line. What do you notice about that line? And what about that boat or that ship way off in the background? Why is it so small? Is this how he made it look like it's far away? What else do you notice about this painting? Let's begin our own version of a seascape. We'll start with a boat. You want to put it down in the corner at the lowest part of the paper. This is going to be the closest object to you. Start with a horizontal line and two diagonal lines that makes the front and the back, but don't draw the bottom. We're going to save that for later. And you want to draw the mast of the ship or boat. This is where the sail is going to be. Notice how much space it takes up on the paper. Now, to get the same effect that Winslow Homer did with the wind, we want to make the first line of the sail curvy, as if the wind is blowing the sail. And then directly from here, make a horizontal line that goes longer than the boat itself, and then connect the two lines with a slightly curvy line, giving it that look that the sail is being blown by the wind. And then just repeat the same thing on the other side, just a very slight curve, not too much. You don't want to put too much curve into that line. And repeat the same process you do over there, a horizontal line that almost touches the boat, followed by a line that creates the rest of that triangle form of the sail. Add any little details you want. You can shade your sail in using the pencil, not pressing as hard. You can make a lighter color, lighter value. Repeat the same thing on the other side. So because we're not using paints, we're going to strictly use pencil and paper. We have to figure out how to make things lighter and darker. going to make a line going across. This is going to be the line for an island in the background. Also the horizon line where the ground and the land meet. Notice the first line is very straight and horizontal, and then the top of it's kind of bumpy. Fill it in with some texture. Look like a rocky coast. And let it go off the side of the paper like that. You don't have to draw the whole entire thing, just a small piece of it coming on. And then create a lighthouse. And we'll do this by creating a rectangle, a very long, tall rectangle, followed by a triangle for a roof. And put a little light in there. Some light rays to indicate that it's bright and warning the ship. And then some of the lighthouses I've seen have diagonal stripes on them. They're red and white. But again, in this case, we're using pencil. So we're going to shade it. Leave the other part white. And if you have crayons or markers, you can certainly use those to put color into your drawing. But again, here at Virtual Art School, we're sticking strictly with pencil and paper. Now, if you saw the lesson on drawing a three-dimensional house, this will come in handy for this part. Start by drawing the front of the house and fill in any details you want, and then draw parallel lines to draw the top, middle, and the bottom, of course, is in the rocks. And then draw the other side, giving it the three-dimensional qualities. Notice that the lighthouse is small, but the same size as the boat, because we know that the boat is bigger than the lighthouse, but it's far away, so we have to draw it smaller. So it gives you the look that it's distant. Maybe add a flag. Whatever flag you want. If you have a flag of a nation that you like, put that in. Now we're going to add some water. Like we looked at the original painting of Winslow Homer, we noticed that he used a certain type of line to draw the water. So notice the difference between the water I draw here and the water I draw for this boat. Two different pictures. So here we have sort of diagonal lines, and we have horizontal lines to make the water more calm. So I'm going to go with more active water with the diagonal lines. And like anything, as it gets further away from you, things get smaller. So as you get further away from the bottom of the paper, the waves get smaller, but as you get closer, they get bigger. So notice how the waves are smaller and smaller as you get closer to the top of the paper or the horizon line. And that space right there, where the bottom of the island is the horizon line, so it continues on the other side of the boat. You continue to make the water or the lines of the water very small there, but larger when you get to the bottom of the paper. Now that I got the bottom of the boat drawn, with the water in front of it, I can shade in the rest. And notice the lines around the bottom of the boat, how the waves are in front of the boat. Let's put some clouds in. I'm going to show you a simple method of drawing clouds, which is to start with a very light horizontal line, and on top of it fill it up with a series of overlapping circles of different sizes. Very light, though, I want to emphasize that, because a lot of this will be erased. And then what you do is you start to outline around those circles, creating the form of your clouds, keeping the bottom of it somewhat flat. Then erase out any extra lines that overlap each other. Although you can put a few lines that kind of cross into the cloud like that, giving you a sense if the clouds are overlapping each other within the cloud. And repeat that process several times until you feel like your sky is complete. So again, I want to emphasize when you do this part to draw extremely light, because erasing is part of the drawing process. It could be used for taking away mistakes, but it's also used as a tool for drawing. Notice that that cloud mass goes behind the lighthouse, again creating a sense of space. And then this last one, I want this cloud to go off the side of the paper. Just like the island, how it goes off the side of the paper. It could be an island, or it could be a part of a bigger piece of land. Same process. Erase out the parts that are not usable anymore. And add any other details you want to put in there. Some birds far away. And with that, let's put our artist's signature on and call this drawing done. I'll see you next time on Virtual Art School.